area is a bit wet here. He's coming out of the rain. He's been over at the other property, but I let all those goats out today, and I came back with heavy rains falling, and I invited Harry to come into the cabin. That's Dirty Harry right there. Now the little La Manchas, they're in here all the time, and here's little Silvio the second. He came and joined us. He was just hurting little Harry there. He was headbutting him and hurting him. He was eating some corn chips from the Mexican restaurant I had put in that bucket there. Dirty Harry was, and he got tangled a bit with little Silvio the second. And down here we have Wilma and her son. She hasn't been with her son in weeks, and well, her son came over here and reunited with her mama. So we've got a little session here, live session going. Was going to be outside. Was going to be out with the goats and with the trees and plants and lakes, but I had to go into the city, and I got back here. It already started pouring down rain, which is desperately needed here. It's been a drought period. It's been dry. I've been having sprinklers on in some areas, but that's a fraction of the overall land and places where we want to grow things. So it's good to have that rain. So I'm just kicked back here in the cabin right now, and I'll just summarize a bit what's going on right now. I know I'll probably miss some things because there's so much going on. But we're trying to get money for fencing, and to get fencing is critically important out here. It's so important, and the hunting season is coming soon. We got to have fences tight. There's so much to do with that, and at the same time there's many things to plant. There's plants to care for that will be harvested in the upcoming weeks and months, and then there's others that need to be planted now. August is the time to plant a lot of things that can mature before the frosts come. You need to do liming, need to do a lot more composting and enriching the soil. There's so much to do, and at the same time we're harvesting native fruits. We're harvesting plums. So I've been procrastinating on this one plum tree. The other one a couple weeks ago I harvested from it, 2 of them out here. But this other one I've been procrastinating on, and that's the one that had the bigger dark plums. And I finally got to it today, this morning. We'll have to look at those in a separate video. I didn't get it. I got a photograph, but I'll be putting up videos of those amazing plums. But right now they're really not plums, they're prunes. And I think that I'm glad that I procrastinated in the harvest, because it looks like that's the way to really get the sweet fruit from these small plums, to let it mature completely to the point where it starts drying up, desiccating, and the sugars build up, and it's a little prune. It's the prune. It's a prune the size of a dime, you know, or less. It's like a little cherry, like a big raisin. But I'm tasting them. I'm saying, wait a minute, these are delicious. These are great. This is the way they should be, prunes. So I was kind of feeling bad because I wanted to get fresh fruits, and like I did with the other batch, and make syrups and get wine batches going, make some jellies. But I'm thinking right now, prunes is the way to go. That's the harvest right now. Shaking the tree, bringing them down. I got some in the fridge that were harvested when they're fresh. I still got to break those out and see where they're at and do what I'm going to do with those. But the bulk of the harvest from that one tree is prunes, little prunes. That's what it is right now. That's what it all is. So I got a lot this morning, and I need to get out there again after it dries up a little, hopefully tomorrow, and shake a bunch more down and scoop them up and work with them. Definitely want the pits. We're going to be growing these prunes. This is a great variety. It's a way to get a tree growing on your land that can produce an abundance of little prunes. and supplement your diet with those at any time. I mean, curlers are fabulous, right? Wow. So another thing I did was put some structure in the lakes. Yes, I'm putting some tires out there, but I know some people may think they could be harmful or something. What's harmful is when you grind the tires down on the highways and then it washes off and goes into the drains and into into our waterways. I've read some research data, and I'm sorry I don't have the number on the tip of my brain, but it's something like on average an American produces something like 15 pounds per year of this tire residue dust that then washes off into the water systems. Don't quote me on 15, but it was something like that, a certain number per person. There's a lot of it that's going into the water systems. It creates like a microplastics kind of a pollution. We don't think we're having that with regular tires. They get coated, they'll get with the algae and such, and they're in the water. They're not gonna break up like that. We think they're gonna be fine. Okay, if there's any problem, we pull them out. But it's a great habitat for them catfish. They can get in there and even spawn, where they couldn't otherwise. I've been told other things could be barrels and things like that. But tires, I got truck tires, tractor tires, all kinds of car tires, different sizes. So got a few of them out there now. And we'll see how the fish like them. I already know they like them. I've just put structure in the lake in places where I'm swimming, and I just go down there and touch some of the structure, and a big bass goes swimming out of it. It's incredible. Even if it's right up next to the shore, they get some refuge from the hot sun there. It's a nice shade, a nice pleasant place to hide and relax. It's different structure, terrain for them, if you will. But we're going to be doing a lot more with structure. We've got the telecom schools. We're going to be doing a lot with masonry, concrete, a lot more trees and big tree trunks and lots of other branches out there. So much more for the fish. So otherwise, I did let bucks out today from both of the lockdown areas. So they've got access to the does. They got access to each other. I mean, some of the big guys, I'm afraid they'd be battling it out today. I don't know how things have gone, but I've been gone and it started raining. So hopefully they didn't fight too long and didn't hurt each other or anything, because that's what they do, and they haven't seen each other in a long while. Some of the biggest bucks have been separated, so I kind of want to get those guys maybe back together in one place and get them used to each other again anyways, but we'll see. It's just part of the life. Now, of course, they got to be herded and corralled in different places and separated. Because we don't want to mate it again this early. If they were mated this early, they'd be having babies in January. That's still too much into the winter. Our target is October 15th, because then 5 months from then will be November, December, January, February, March. Then after March 15th, we would have the goats giving birth to the baby goats. That's where we want baby goats to be born, in the early spring. So otherwise, I been doing some research on hay. Would have been a great day to pick up a bunch of bales that have been cut by a lot of the farmers, but unfortunately, we didn't get it in time. It's rained and a lot of that stuff's wet, and I hate buying hay that's been gotten wet. And not many people are storing it nice for you in a nice dry place. You got to be able to get the timing right on this. Right when there's a dry spell, you got to buy it. You're gonna need to come truck and get it, and put it in your own dry storage. So it's a fight, folks. It's not easy. You got to time this right. You got to get enough hay to store to get them through the winter. Missed it just right now. We need to try to plan another time, get the right sources, travel the right miles, get these. But in the meantime, we need to build more covered space, because we don't have enough. We don't have enough space to store that much hay and keep it through the winter. We can only store a couple, 2, 3 big bales. Always want to rebale some up into smaller bales, but I got another challenge right now, because I'm into harvesting 1/7 of an acre of sun hemp right now, and getting that all hand processed and cured and baled. and that can't wait. And then there'll be the whole peanut crop, the Georgia runners that the farmers plant around here. It sure looks good out there. I was looking out in the fields today. Wow, and this rain is just what they want. I mean, they're going to be just exploding with growth now. But there's an abundance of that out there. We need to time that properly to acquire those bales, and those bales typically need to be rebaled into smaller bales to ensure that they're dry enough, cured enough for storage, and then they can last much longer into the winter. Anyways, I'm gonna get going. We got some partners, good folks working with us that want to come out and do a little fishing tomorrow, and I want to get some fish into the fish fertilizer production process here tomorrow also. And it's great the rain's here, and got to continue with the prune harvest. And also today I scoped out some elderberries to see how they're doing, and yeah, they're ripening. We can already start harvesting elderberries. And, you know, the beauty berries are starting to ripen. There's grapes right out here. There's amazing grapes. They're way up high, so it's going to be a challenge with that. A lot of stuff, I got to use a long gaff hook, and I got to shake and then retrieve. So I put down some sheets, drop claws and things, and I wish I could climb up there, but some of these grapes are up there like 30, 40 foot up a pine tree. Others are up in oaks, and you know, so we get what we can. The rest is for the birds. All right, folks, stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.